Greetings, this is Frosty Thundertrot, Telnor Beastmaster of the Sundered Guard. And today I'm back on Shule, the production server, here to talk about the last 2 days on the public test around PTR. And recording videos about Ashes of Creation is about the only reason I think Shule is still up. So I managed to get in Tuesday and Wednesday. It's up right now, but today's test is the same as yesterday's test. The main branch Alpha 2 here, Shule, has no changes, so there's nothing to talk about there. But the new branch for the PTR is got quite a few changes to it. They introduced this momentum thing that I talked about last week, and for the life of me, I have no idea what this is supposed to do. For the way that I play the game, it doesn't seem to do anything whatsoever. Anyway, I've handled that okay considering I was mostly distracted. But 5.6, performance-wise, it's about the same as Shule here. Where I'm looking at about 40 to 50 with on PTR, I'm getting about 50 to 60. In my case, they're saying that there's problems with the the AMD GPUs, but so far I've not been experiencing any problems with that. However, I am running a AMD 3600X Ryzen processor, so Ryzen 3. Actually, no, it's Ryzen 2. The 3000 series, so Ryzen 2 processor, which is beginning to really hold me back, so I think I'm probably going to have to upgrade to a 5700X3D here relatively shortly. And then that should be able to get me through without having to completely upgrade my AM4 platform to an AM5 platform. And then I can hold out for AM6 and do a full computer upgrade with Ryzen 7, which is supposed to be a really huge upgrade. But anyway, back to Ashes of Creation. Right from the very start of the game, right at the character select screen, there's a huge quality improvement in visuals, and throughout the game as well. I mean, it's most dark when you're right there at the character selection screen. The current selection screen is kind of sparse and washed out, but the new one, you can tell it's the same scene, but it's richly colored. Oh, and see this? This doesn't happen with 5.6. Yeah, this is AA acting up. That doesn't happen with 5.6. So it's visually looking much better. And as I was saying, the momentum thing, the way I play it just has no effect on me, so I'm not sure what actually it's supposed to do. They have several new weapons in the game. One-handed spear, which was unannounced but was put in. That was a nice little surprise. That looks pretty awesome. I was trying to use that on my tank, but the problem with that on my tank is that it doesn't currently have a corresponding weapon skill, so it doesn't scale well to my level. So I've been using the two-handed spear on my tank instead, which I find is pretty cool. I think the damage is a little bit behind of what you would expect from the other two-handed weapons. So the double daggers, the great sword, and such kind of lags behind that in DPS, but it is good enough. It looks good, and it's not so far behind that it's unplayable. And the thing is that the spear is it seems to give huge bonuses to crits. So as you improve your ability to get crits, I think the spear will come into its own a lot more. I've been playing two characters, a tank that I've been leveling up normally just to test everything as you level up, and then I have a ranger that I just use the skill boost on PC to shoot it up to level 25. While I'm here mining, the rarity of zinc and copper and rubies, and even tameable animals seems to have been fixed in the PTR. So there's plenty of copper and zinc for you to mine. There's a good amount of flax for you to harvest. There's plenty of wolves and bears and grim for you to tame. So that way the harvesting is coming along a lot better. The amount of resources is still increased, but that's not as devastating as it's been in 2.5, since you can actually get resources in the PTR to make stuff out of. Did a little bit of questing. Questing so far remains the same as it has been. You know, just a placeholder. The other weapons that have been included was the rapier, which is a one-handed sword. I didn't care for it. For the most part, it's just a regular sword with different animations. Then you had the two-handed mace and the two-handed axe and the one-handed axe. The one-handed axe and two-handed axe are both, they're good. They're completely equivalent to their one-handed and two-handed counterparts. So far, I like the two-handed mace the best, even though I'm using the two-handed spear on my leveling up tank for style purposes. But I am using the two-handed mace on my level 25 ranger. The PTR has a bug on it where when they deleted all of our old characters, for some reason they didn't delete the names from the server memory, so we can't reuse our names. So on the PTR I'm playing as Frosty spelled with a PH instead of an F. The Nakua are in. The Pyre are in. The Pyre look pretty good. Although there's some issues with their branchlers not showing up correctly. But beyond that, I mean, there's no real differences between the races anyway. They just look slightly different, and then once you cover them in armor, they don't even look all that much different. Although some of the armor sets are supposed to have different appearances for different races. I see that sometimes, but not always. Like this hood I'm wearing on my Renkai on my orc that I was playing. It ends up looking like a wolf hood instead of a wolf's head instead of just a hood. So I guess I'm running out of things to talk about. The PTR is looking like a substantial improvement over 2.5. Oh, and the nodes have Vestling abilities. The nodes came pre-leveled and pre-vassaled, so that's not something that the players got any kind of input on. Although when you are on the PTR server, you can contribute experience to nodes still, so I think they might rank up to level 4 yet. But that is something players are going to have to do, and it doesn't seem to be accelerated the way it has been through most of the Alpha 2. Oh, that's another thing to mention. My tank, I think I managed to go from level 1 to level 5 in just 2 hours solo, which is a pretty phenomenal level rate compared to what I've done in the past. So I don't know if XP was accelerated for PTR, which doesn't make sense, and you can literally buy whatever. You can buy scrolls at level 10, level 15, level 20, level 25, so not see why they would give bonus XP, and you can also just buy bonus XP scrolls if you want. So I believe it's actually a rebalance of how fast they want you to level. I'm hoping that it's a case of where they just want to get you a few levels early on. Yeah, here's a copper node. If you've never seen one before, this is what they look like. But I think I'll end my ramble here. Thank you very much for watching.